Hello, my little Leos, my little sweet soul warriors. Okay, today we're going to do your reading, and I am Alea. Okay, first cards. This is the Wizard's Tarot. Have I got them upside down? Yep. Okay, and they're telling me to, no wonder, take them off the bottom of the deck. I normally don't read reversals. Let me see, do they want me to or not? They're saying no. Okay. Okay, here we go. This first card, bring it a little closer if I can, before you can get it out of the glare. Okay, so I'm not used to speaking this loudly, but everyone says I need to speak louder, so I'm going to try. So if I sound like I'm yelling, please excuse me. Okay, this card is the, I'm sorry, I have to take my glasses off, Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is, you see all the cups that are here? There's 8 of them. You see the moon in the background. Okay, the moon is mystery, or sometimes something, it could be deceit or something, but it also can mean mystery, something you don't know. We never can see the back of the moon. So obviously we don't know what's back there unless we watch Google Earth or something. Anyway, this gentleman is leaving. He's got his bag, he's got his wand, he's got his hat, his clothes on, but he's leaving. He's walking out and leaving all those cups behind, and he's walking out the door. He's had enough. Usually the Eight of Wands means that the cups have been spilled. There's something you don't care about. You're leaving all that behind. And cups normally are associated with love or kindness or nurturing, but whatever happened, these cups in the original Rider-Waite, they were spilled, some of them. Anyway, so walking out. So you've left something behind. And this card is Judgment. Let me lower it a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Judgment normally was an angel blowing a trumpet, and people were coming up out of the graves. And you see in this card, they're coming up out of their coffins. You see? I'm sorry, they were coming up out of their coffins too in the original Rider-Waite. But you see right here, there's a little owl. Can I bring it closer where maybe you can see the little owl? Can you see him right there? Anyway, the owl stands for wisdom. So this is not a scary zombie thing. It means that the angel is bringing you up out of an old way of life. Okay, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, your angels are helping you come to a new way of life. The old way where you've walked out the door, if I can get the glare off my cards, where you've walked out the door is no longer there for you. It was dead and gone. So your new life, where you're coming up out of that dead situation, is, it's actually a very good thing. It's a new awakening in your mind and with wisdom. So this is actually a beautiful card for you. And this, excuse me, this card is a Six of Swords. I'm trying to get it where you can see it without the glare. Okay, there's a gentleman driving a motorcycle, and with the sidecar there's a lady and a child in there, and she's holding on to the child. But you see there's sparkles here. You're leaving a situation again, or you left a situation, but there's sparkles. It's like you went through to a new, you want to call it new dimension or something or other. So this is actually a very good card too, because you're leaving behind the hardship and the problems that you had, the situation or situations. So these cards all, you know, it seems kind of depressing for this card, where you're walking out the door and leaving everything behind, but you're coming up out of this situation, and now you've got a new life. And here again it said you left. I like these cards because they're telling me that you had the courage to get out of a situation, and I think the universe was helping you too. Your angels and your guides were helping you. All right, which other cards do we need? Oh, I love this deck, but boy, it can be hard on people sometimes. This deck will tell you the truth no matter what, and it's not always pleasant. I mean, sometimes it is, but it'll put it pretty direct. Means it won't be it won't always be nice when it says it. If you've got a problem. Okay, this is the crab, and it means retreat. And you see the crab has an exoskeleton, and so you've retreated after this situation. You left, okay, but you've retreated inside yourself, and so now you've got this hard shell around you. You know, you're protecting yourself. And this one is the bat, and you'll notice that a bat, of course they do, they hang themselves upside down, but in the Rider-Waite card, the hangman, he hung himself down upside down on the tree of knowledge, basically, and to get a different perspective. So, and he has a glow around his head because he's finally become enlightened about a lot of things. But this is a bat, and although they do hang upside down, they do see things differently, and I believe you do. But also, a bat has echolocation, so a bat can find his way through what I'm trying to say is, when you see things differently, a bat can find his way through, which you can too. You're beginning to see your way through all the obstacles and anything inside yourself too. Okay. Oh, okay. This is elf, and it's mischief. So, let me hang on and get a few more cards. Either you're very mischievous, or some little things happen to you. Mischief is not like true bad things. It's just little things that goof you up, okay? You could be this person. And as I said, these cards, they'll tell you like it is. Okay. Which cards? The Draconis. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you. These are the Witch's Familiars. And this is the Draconis. Yes, the Draconis deck. And they're saying top. I love this deck. It's very explanatory. All of my cards are. I like that. Oh, wow. If I can get it out of the glow. Okay, this is actually the Emperor card. You see that the dragon is holding his hand above the man's head, and he's initiating him. He's becoming an emperor. And now an emperor is a very powerful person. They rule an empire, not just a country, a whole empire. So you see he's got, oh, where's your, yep. He's got his armor on, and right here you just got, if I can get the darn glow off. Let me turn that top light off because I think it might be affecting us. Okay, I'm hoping there's enough light in here to see now, but the crab has an exoskeleton armor, and then you've got another card in another deck telling you you've got your armor on. But in this deck, you're being initiated to an emperor. Even though you have your armor on, you're protecting yourself. But what an emperor is, he is all four, he embodies all four of the kings in the tarot cards. And each king has worked their way up from the bottom. They didn't just inherit their royalty. They worked their way up from the bottom. So this is someone that has, it's a hardworking person, someone that knows what they need to do. Um, very, what am I trying to say? Your mind is cut and dried. This is what I got to do. That's it. No bull. If I need to take care of my country over there or take care of this, I'll do it. Sometimes there's a bit of an ego, but you have to have that. You almost have to have that to do what you need to do. You know who you are and what you need to do. And for you to embody all four kings, you certainly know who you are. But you do have your armor on. Okay, and this one, okay, can you see this? Let me see, what is that? I need to put my glasses back on. Okay, this is a 9 of wands. Wands are fire, dynamic, action, power, sometimes sensuality. But you see, this is the 9 of, what did I say? 9 of wands? Did I say that? Okay, so you see what all he has around here. There's wands on fire, okay? And normally what that is someone has put up a fence. You're guarded, okay? Here we go with the armor and the armor, and then put up a fence. Wow. Guarded. You're very guarded. Oh my gosh. Okay. And you're also the King of Swords. Now, whether you're male or female, the cards just read energy. They don't read sex like male or female. But you'll notice he's got some armor on too. You are very, very guarded, okay? But he has his sword. He's the King of Swords. Now, what a king, I know you're the emperor, but this is also defining you a little bit better. The King of Swords is very, very logical. He has come up through the, working his way up. So he's had to figure things out. And you figured things out, but also the sword, it can harm or it can defend, but it can slice through the air, like cutting through the junk, or I don't know how much I can say on YouTube, but cutting through the crap. So it's truth, the sword of truth, okay? It doesn't, you don't like liars. I don't know who does, but anyway, but you do not like liars. You're very logical, and but you know what you have to do, and you do it. And there again, the King of Swords sometimes is a little egotistical, but again, if you're ruling a huge empire or even a country, you have to believe in yourself. But you're still guarded. You're not going to let other people in, or in your mind, put it that way. You're not going to let them manipulate you. Okay, and then we have the, these are the Dragon Tarot. Beautiful deck. Back, they're saying back. Okay, the back of the deck. Whoop. Okay. All right, here is, I'm so glad I turned off that top light, but I don't know if you can see as well. And this is Death. Death is a really good card. Most people start getting scared when the minute they see this, but it's actually a good card because it means the old situation, your old life, and there again, where are we? Yeah, right here. Your old life is dead. The old situation, the way you were before, is gone. the way you were thinking before some situation, something like that. But you see in death, he's looking down at all the skeletons, and they can't be resurrected unless you're watching a zombie film or something. But in real life, what happens is the situation is dead and gone. You can't go back. You're not going back, put it that way. This is really a good card. Most tarot readers consider it a very good card because the old way is gone. So you're ready for something new now. And you sure have it. It's everywhere in your cards. So this one is the sun. Oh, you got the sun. Oh, this is one of the most beautiful cards, or good fortune cards, in all of the decks. Because it means after a long night, a dark night, the sun's coming out. So after you let go of this, got out of it, and I think the universe helped you out of it, now things are starting to brighten up for you. Well, this makes a lot of sense now. This is a tower, and you see he's squeezing the tower. This tower is breaking. And what that is you built something, your thought process, your thinking, built a tower or a situation on, what am I trying to say? Unstable ground, okay? So the thoughts that you were thinking were not true, good thoughts to begin with. And so you built this, you put yourself in a situation where it had to crumble because the situation, the thoughts were not correct to begin with. So that tower had to tumble down. And usually there's a lightning strike from, like, spirit or the universe striking it, and there was a crown up here that's falling down. So you thought that was something that was truly valid type of thinking. Excuse me. But it puts you in, and it, because of the crown up there, it means you put that thought up there really high. But what you did was you imprisoned yourself in this tower of thinking. You stuck yourself in a situation that wasn't right to begin with. You created, sometimes, okay, let me explain. So, I'm sorry, I always talk with my hands, but sometimes people, they believe, just say, this is just an example, they believe someone truly loves them even when they see little red flags popping up everywhere, and they just won't get out of a situation. So they put themselves in that tower, but sooner or later it's got to come down because they will eventually, or usually do, catch someone who's not very faithful. So, but your own thinking put you there. And that's not the case. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just using that as an example. Okay. Okay. You're still very guarded, but then, and let me take this out one more time to show you. Where are we? Here we are. You're leaving all that behind. Put them down here. You're leaving all that behind. You walked out and left it. You realize things. And then again, you've got the King of Swords, who, he's very logical. He has the sword of truth. So you realized your thinking caused you put you in a situation that caused you a lot of pain. Okay. Did I get the other card? What did I do? Did I skip one? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I didn't. All right. So let me move this down a little closer so I'm not out of frame. All right. And these are, this is the Magical Dimension cards. And these are really lovely because sometimes they explain things that the regular tarots don't, tarot cards don't. Tarot cards can explain anything. I'm sorry, that's a misstatement. I should never have said that. But sometimes they're a little bit easier to discern, put it that way. Okay, and they're telling me front also on this one. Okay, I've got the whole deck upside down. Yep. Okay. All right. So, Leo, you're very guarded. Again, as I said before, I mean, you've got the crab, and then you've got armor on, and then you've got actually 3 cards with armor, and not all of them are the same deck. So 2 of them are, but 1 of them is not. And so that tells you to take that to heart. And then you also have, well, I'm sorry about that, you've got another card over here where you're guarded. In the Rider-Waite, then the 9 of Wands was, the gentleman was standing there. He had a bunch of wands stuck in the ground behind him like a fence, and he had some bobos, and he had like a bandage on his head and stuff. A lot of people call it the Wounded Warrior card. So you've been through, but also this card, again, as I said, you've put up boundaries. You drew a wall that goes along with your armor. You're just not going to let anyone else defeat you or any thoughts defeat you. Now, saying that, this is what I want you to see on this card. I'll lower it down. Okay, this is the promise. It's soulmates, attraction, and partnership. And I'm trying to see if you can see, if I can get it a little closer. There are 2 people kissing, okay? But they're enshrouded with glittering energy, things from the stars, okay? So I think, hold on, let me get another few cards here. And let me see. And this is the Ice Queen. Introspection, lower it down, self-analysis, and fortitude. Now, you do a lot of that self-analysis. You really, really do. But it's the Ice Queen. And then if you put it together with this card, let me take this other one too, and let's see before I make a stupid statement. Inspirational creation, alchemy, elements, and innovation. Okay, so this is a card of creation. Okay, this is a card of staying strong. The Ice Queen, also off by herself. Ice usually means you need time to recuperate. You go off by yourself, like a hibernation, like a bear. So you've got several cards of being guarded and possibly by yourself, okay? But you can create things. Now, this card goes along with this one, the promise, soulmates, attraction, and partnership. Here's my quandary with these cards. This came out at the end, and it came out where you're walking away from a situation. I do not know if in this situation you might have had a relationship that didn't work out, but it doesn't make sense in these cards because there's like a universal glow around them, little sparkles. So I think you may be hoping for something in the future, the promise, soulmates, attraction, and partnership. So I think for you, that's what you're doing now, but you're still guarded. You're kind of hoping for it, but you don't put all your eggs in one basket on this, but you are hoping for it. You're still, I need to put these down a little bit more. You're a strong, strong person, but you're still kind of like off to yourself, hibernating, just thinking. I think you may be figuring out what happened in the last situation, okay? But I think there's a glimmer of, yeah, I think I'd like something else. You're not you're not, what I'm trying to say is you're not in that bus yet completely. You've got one leg out of the bus and one leg in, stepping up because of the situation before. But you're kind of starting to begin to think, well, maybe I could have something. Maybe there's something else, attraction, but you're still very, very guarded, and you're right now, you're just kind of, it's looking like, I just did another reading, sort of like this, you're kind of off to yourself. But now here, that's why I think this is something in the future. Because when I look at all three cards, I see inspiration. Let me lower it down. Inspirational creation. You know, alchemy, the elements, and innovation. So I do think you're beginning to think, well, maybe I could have something good. Maybe I could have something more than what I had before. I think this is just not you're not in that bus yet. Like I said, you're just still starting to think that off and on, okay? And there we go with the Ice Queen. And this also probably happened to you also. You see there's, can you see it? There's a little person here. And let's see. I don't know if you can see it better. It looks like their head is hanging down. Okay, and she has, it's a horse. I thought it was a unicorn when I first looked at these cards, but it is a horse. But it's like something is a white, any animal in the tarot cards that are white, it's usually like a spirit leading you or guiding you. So, and you'll notice that she's got wings, okay? So you think inside a lot, you have a lot of self-analysis, okay, but boy, you're really strong. Well, that fits Leo, of course. But your inspirational creation, you're a strong person, so obviously you're the emperor, you know, you're the king of swords, very logical, but you got to get on that bus. You can't just sit there and go, well, I don't know if I really believe in that something good happening, you know, the new relationship, a new relationship. But I think you kind of want it. You're just very, very, very guarded right now. And so the situation is dead and gone. So there's no sense in thinking that someone else would be like that with you, or the situation, a similar situation would happen. People are so different. So you have to just understand that you can have what you want. You know, Leo is a lion, the pride protector. He goes after like the prey, and he will protect and defend his pride. So, but he's also very stern. He doesn't let any of the pride get out of line. So that's a lot like what you've been getting here. You're the king of swords. They are very logical. It doesn't mean they don't have a heart or they don't have feelings, but they make decisions based on logic most of the time and the facts that they have. So this is, I mean, I think that's all we need. It's pretty cut and dried. But you, Leo, you are a protector. That's why you're the emperor. That's also why you're the king of swords. But you're so guarded after what happened. You just have to remember that all people aren't the same, whether it was a situation with a loved one or a situation with just life. But all people are not the same, and it depends on your choices. Like you've got the Tower. I'll say this one more time. You've got the Tower. Your choices were based on your own thinking. So just figure out, and I think you're very introspective right at this point in time, but just figure out what thoughts made you jump into that situation, whatever it was. And I think you're trying to do that. But let your guard down just a little bit and start thinking that maybe not everybody's like that. Okay, I love y'all so much. I really hope this helps. And I do think that you're beginning to think that. But also remember that you do have innovation. If you want this, you got to believe it. Okay. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day, a wonderful day. And I'm so happy that y'all came out of that situation. I love y'all. Bye-bye.